Alright, welcome back. Sorry I'm a little late this week. I've been really busy with work and traveling, but still gonna try to get this out, and this one's gonna be slightly different this week. The strike itself is pretty straightforward. You just stay back, kill everything, but there's one super tricky part that's harder than probably the boss, and that is the double shrieker part. Pretty easy with the Titan. There's a couple ways. You can run up, drop a barrier, and block enough to plant it, or you can power up your Sentinel super and drop a bubble over it. Hunter, you can also invis into it. I dodged invis, and if you dodge invis and hold down your interact button, you'll pick up, even though you drop the orb, you'll pick it back up. So you just invis right up to it, plant it. If you die, as long as you plant it, as long as you're normal, if you die, you'll just respawn. So I'll show you the trickiest was the Warlock. So I'm actually going to show what I did here in just a second. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy this, and then as soon as I get through that, we'll get to the boss fights. And yeah, hopefully I'll try to get these out earlier in the week if possible. I do have a full-time job, so sometimes it takes me a while to get to these things. Thursday night was my first game in almost a week, so my Titan was a little slow. Okay, anyway, here is the Warlock run. So I like to position at this pillar. You gotta time it just perfectly. So what I do is I plant, we'll show it one more time here, as I throw down a healing rift, and see as you respawn. As long as you plant it, you respawn at the next section. So I have a healing rift down to get my barrier all the way up. Now I'm gonna run, jump, swipe, and then immediately, so I do one jump swipe, and then continue to hold down my interact and my grenade. So one of two things will happen. I'll either plant or I'll pop my devour and save myself and then plant. It works both ways. It's pretty tricky. Good luck on trying that on the prestige. Anyway, we're gonna get into the boss fight. Here we go. Easy enough to open up here. I actually died on a missed a blink. I'm gonna practice it in a minute, but so I started with a little bit of low rockets. So since I only had 3, I'm just gonna dump a couple at the beginning and then use the Cliff gift a little bit later. And yeah, you just kind of stay back. You can just whittle him down here at the beginning. It's not really a big deal. Use your healing rift, get devour off of the thrall that come up. The grenade doesn't tick on the boss, so it's not really worth throwing your grenade at the boss. If you really wanted to, you could probably switch over to Shatter for the extra damage. I just kind of save it to heal myself and start Devour if I need to. This fight, not exceptionally hard. There's a couple tricky parts. The trickiest part we're going to be ready for is obviously when he spawns the Seekers later on in like the third phase. Right now we're just going to kind of peek a little bit. As soon as he moves over here, we can go over. There's a couple of head glitches we can go to over on this side. The first one is right here, this lower stone. We can set ourselves up here. You will get grenades tossed at you, so you can just stay here, you get a little extra damage here. Just get this good head glitch, use your long range weapon. If they start tossing grenades at you, you just move backwards once, you'll see it, and later. As soon as he closes, we're gonna activate our Devour, drop our super. That was really well placed, but it doesn't really matter. We're just clearing out ads quicker. You can really hang back. Honestly, I probably should have Nova Bombed this Knight over on the side, just because he's such a pain. I thought I might catch the one in the middle, but that was a pretty not very well placed. So one trick I found on these guys, I kind of didn't do it there, but is shoot him until his shield drops, and then he puts up his barrier. Throw your grenade on him as soon as he puts up his, or right when he's toward the end of his barrier, and you'll kind of get your extra damage because he's stationary. One thing right here is make sure you take out all the acolytes before you kill the second knight, as it's the knights that trigger the opening. So make sure you get rid of all the acolytes. I'm going to put on my ward clip here, because I know there's one heavy that drops in that section. There's one elite. And then I'm going to get him low, and I'm probably going to go grab ammo first here. Pretty unlikely if you move quickly. I'm using transversive steps. I found it a little. I had used Nezarec through the strike to get my grenade up more often, but I found on the Shrieker part, that was one thing I failed to mention. I used, oh right here I'm practicing the double blink. The first time I tried to quick double blink up there and dead end. So you want to kind of hesitate on that second platform to reset yourself just a little bit to make sure you get your blink off properly. Alright, now we're just going to take off this Knight. Now we're kind of reloaded, got our ammo up. If you stay far enough away from these guys, they won't really put up their shield. He's low enough, but I'm just going to finish him off. Now as soon as this is up, I'm going to immediately move over to behind this guy right here. And this is the other key spot on this map. I'm sure if you've watched any other videos, pretty much everyone uses this spot now. It's pretty safe. Gives you a good view of the field. Switch, get my web camera. Now, there's the listen for the audio cues of the spawns coming. Obviously with the Warlock, not too worried. I'm just gonna slap some Thrall. If you're worried, you know, I can Devour, I can eat my grenade, I can use the Healing Rift. Pretty good spot. Again, we kind of want to use this spot. We want to get used to this for the third phase, because this is going to be the most important part, surviving during those shrieking calls. Again, here, you might as well use your primary if you're closer, handgun like I am, save a little bit of secondary for any moves farther away. Again, you can throw grenades on him. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really help all that much, I don't think. And I'll probably save my rockets in case I need them for later stages. I will show a damage skip for the Shrieker section on the Titan. You can use your barricade to pretty much just power through it as long as you're prepared for it, so they never get summoned. The Warlock and the Hunter, you just kind of got to deal with it. And I'll show you some funny stuff that happened on my Hunter later. Probably want to activate Devour, you know, anytime you're gonna, as soon as he moves, you know there's gonna be all these enemies. So what we're gonna do here is make sure we get rid of all the acolytes before we push him into the next stage, or else there's just gonna be too many of them up. Again, nothing real complicated, just kind of keep your distance, stay safe, pick spots, try to gather ammo. Keep your angles safe from the boss. Make sure I get all my ammo here. You want to try to have a good amount of at least one with a good clip size for being able to take. I'm using the Monononon S16. I can take out all of the summoned Shrieker balls with it. So you can use an auto rifle too. Especially like a fast firing one like the Valkyden that has a huge clip. They're also pretty good for it. Go. And I'm just kind of making sure there's no other ammo around here. So you can go back to this spot and just finish him off until from here. You lose a little bit of damage, though it's probably better off to move up to the one before one in front of this. This one right here, if you crouch, you can get the same effect, and you get a little bit more damage range, and it puts you in a better position to finish, to run up and do my Nova Bomb once the next summon comes. So what I'm preparing for here is I want to make sure my grenade is up. I'm gonna, as soon as he closes, I'm gonna activate my Devour, and I'm gonna throw my grenade on that central spot where all the acolytes run to. And you can often get at least one of the ogres too if you place it right. I think I was a little bit short here. I did get a good amount of the acolytes though, which is good. And then I like to come back over to this other area. The ogres can't really hit you over here, and they don't really walk over here. You can see the one hiding right there. Again, on this one, there's 3 ogres. The 3rd ogre is the trigger. I'm killing all of the ogres, doesn't really matter what order. So we want to make sure that we take out all of the acolytes before we kill the ogre. The less acolytes we have running around when we're trying to do the orb summon phase, the better. Alright, so the 3rd one won't come until you kill one of the other 2. I know there's still some acolytes out here. They have really low on ammo here. Usually if you end up wasting it all and then killing something, you'll get a pretty good drop. You often get a double drop from this. And of course not. Of course it doesn't give any ammo. Sometimes the animal economy on this game is a bit ridiculous. See, I really probably should have taken out the other one because there's so much ammo underneath him from that no bomb. This is going to be a little bit risky, but I'm so low on ammo, I don't really have much of a choice. I probably could waste it all and then sit there, and as long as there's... it doesn't just give you free ammo. I believe what happens with that is it picks up any ammo that's on the ground. Because I've sat there with 0 ammo, and it never gave me any. But sometimes you will. It basically will give you the ammo that's on the ground. So since there was a bunch of ammo on the ground, I pretty much could have wandered off to the corner, shot all my ammo out, and sat there on 0, and it would have given me all this ammo that's on the ground instead of having to pick it up. So that is a trick that you can use if you're in a container situation like this. I nearly get myself killed. I just kind of wandered around and pushed him around a little bit so he moved away from him and picked it up. So now we want to get set up over here before we kill him. This is the spot you definitely want to be in this next section. I want to make sure we're all ammoed up and reloaded and everything. And so what I'm going to do is, once I kill this ogre, I'm going to use mostly my primary to do damage. And then I want to save that secondary big clip. Get my devour activated on these guys. Rocket out. Keep my devour up, kill those guys. Now, so I want to save that second clip until the instant I hear that summon. Okay. So that way I know I have a full clip to get at least 4 of these off. You can survive with a couple of them sneaking around. Again, if you're a little bit scared, you know, throw down your healing rift, or you can, try and time the eating of your grenade as you're getting hit. But with the Warlock, pretty simple since you've got a lot of options to get yourself up here. I'm going to get activate devour, so if these guys get up on me while they spawn, I can shoot them down. Again, just be really careful to listen to that sound. See there, devour helped save me, so probably could have thrown down healing rift as well. And if you get a little out of sync, don't be afraid to slow down here a little bit. Make sure that you're ammoed up. The last thing you want to do is stuck in a reload cycle while these things are coming out. Yeah, Warlock, just try to keep your Devourer up and save your stuff if you need an emergency. Alright, now as soon as he teleports, over to the left here. Super is just about up, so I don't really need to wait around. Alright, we are going to throw a rocket at this guy. And that one, I think it's worth that, which can be a pain since she's a NLP. Triple bar, so I think it's best to just shoot her with a rocket, follow up as the rocket's going up on her. Come back here, and then we're going to take out the 2 witches on the side. Again, there's nothing super complicated or hard about this fight. This coming up is probably the hardest part. That and making sure you don't get blown up by those summoning worms. The rest of it is pretty much just keep your distance, keep your sight lines. Alright, now I'm going to try to set up. There's a little pillar over here on the left side. I'm going to set up right here behind this speaker looking thing. And I'm going to wait till I see that middle platform there behind there in the right spot. I'm going to blink up here. Blink up again. Done right. Should survive. I'm going to get out of here. Heal up. And get back to our spot. Get a super on him. Again, you're better off making sure you kill these than trying to just burn it down too fast. Get through those first. Make sure you get these exploders out of the way. Even though I could probably get them down right now, I'm just being a little extra safe. This should finish him off. And there we go. Easy peasy.
Thank you. We won't forget.
Yeah, again, not too hard. Getting here was actually harder than actually fight the Warlock. Once you get here, you have so much healing sustain with the Warlock. It's pretty simple, and as long as you don't screw up this blink, if you're really bad at blink, you can always equip Mida and throw on your float, maybe with the speed patch. We won't worry about it too much. Anyway, on to the Titan. We're doing the Striker, but realistically on this fight, all 3 classes are plenty good. I like the Striker just because I can shoulder charge all the thrall, get more grenades, make this fight a little bit faster here, but the super is a little risky, so again, as soon as we hear that noise, the thrall, we know the thrall are coming, so start getting your sprint on so you can charge these up. You know, we can throw down a barrier. There's a couple ways to deal with these thrall. If you're worried about it, keep your damage going. I don't know why I didn't even use my barrier here. Like I said, this run was probably my first game in like over a week. So I'm just out of it here. But yeah, get your grenades on them. You can go a lot quicker. I'm so used to running this build from the timed Nightfalls, so you know the only way you could realistically get enough time to finish it most of the time was shoulder charging your grenade up and constantly getting grenades on it. You can see he's almost already reset, so I'm not even going to use those far spots really. I'm just going to kind of poke until I get him down. He closes up just about at the 3rd health, I think. Might be right at it. It seemed like the first few times it was not at it, but I think now that I rewatch these, I think it is right directly at the line. And I'm running an auto rifle. I didn't have landman on bayonet and feel like switching stuff around. I figured that this was a masterwork I had recently gotten. I wanted to try it out, and it was arc, so I figured it'd be pretty good on the mates. And I figured the big clip would be pretty good if I got stuck shooting at those some of the orbs. Again, we want to kind of stay safe, keep our angles. They won't wander much farther than their spawn area, so we can stay back here, use the high ground, use cover, make sure we kill all the acolytes before we kill the second nade. Now here, usually I like to get him low and then run around and get some ammo, get myself ready for the next section. I could have burned my super here probably too at the very beginning if I wanted to, and would have had it up in time again for the next part. In fact, we don't even really need it that much for the next part. but not real hard to clear these guys out. I left that one acolyte up for a couple of them actually. With these grenades, I can kind of push him to the next section a little bit quicker. So. Man, that's my heavy up there I wanted to. Yeah, this was the first time I had played this fight without the time limit, so a couple of these habits are... I'm doing stuff that I needed to do when I had a time limit on it. I'm leaving guys up, but I don't want to leave up. So I kind of got myself back into the corner there. It was just pretty unnecessary. Again, you saw in the Warlock was the safer way to do it, so I ran that first here. But I'm going to show you the damage skip in a little bit. I'm really holding on to my rockets right now, more than I probably need to. Probably not have launched one when I shot that, when I dropped that grenade on him and pushed him to the farther side of the room. But again, this was my first attempt on this guy this week, so. In this part, you can get kind of hit back there, but you can stay fairly safe. You get a little bit better of an angle on the thrall coming up at you versus being up forward a little bit. I kind of didn't really use that forward position on this one. I didn't really remember about it until later. Again, this part we want to make sure we kill as much, get rid of the acolytes and stuff out of the way first. This back corner of the room is fairly safe. This is pretty sloppy play here with the Titan. I do like these 600 RPM auto rifles out of the auto rifles. Martyr's make here feels pretty solid. I'm gonna kind of get them low so I can shoulder charge them. So I'm just spamming them a little bit. One thing, momentum was pretty useful at times on some of these boss fights, so I've had to kind of change the way I play some of them because of the loss of momentum. Again, probably a waste of grenade there. Again, I'm so used to just trying to push the time limit. At this point, I'm not really thinking about saving all these cooldowns because I don't really need to use them. I can go use a safe spot and push it into the closed position. I kind of want to be right here because I want to smash all these acolytes coming out. The fact that he can hit me right there that I'm annoyed about, that I'm literally crouching around a wall and he's shooting around the wall. It's the way they kind of design these guys is kind of ridiculous, but yeah, I don't know why I'm wasting rockets here. This is kind of a dumb way to do this. Jump a grenade here to get all these guys coming out of this window. This is a little bit risky. I took a little too much damage before getting this off. That's why. I really just want to get most of these guys out of the way. I'm not regging. Normally I would have used to gone up and go for the ogres, but since I cannot die here, I need to be a little bit careful, which is why now I'm just deciding to go for the acolytes instead. Again, wasted another rocket. Could have really held on to these. Didn't really matter too much. You really only need, I think, maybe 3 to push him through this next stage. And then having a couple toward the end is useful. Both to get the wish down and to, you can also burn him through the last part without having to come down off the platform. If you have enough rockets with the Titan, you can just barricade rocket in. Again here, I'm ignoring, I don't know why I'm ignoring this acolyte up here. For some reason I think I thought that the acolytes were the trigger and killing all the acolytes would bring it over. So I'm trying to get rid of the over here first. I think that's why I was leaving this acolyte up for some reason. But it's actually, the trigger is the ogres, so once you kill the ogres is when he will reopen up. So he's going to open up. Don't bother trying to shoot him right there, because he's going to teleport. Same as the first stage. Now here's where a grenade and 3 rockets should have been enough, but I wasted a rocket right there. That was kind of a dumb rocket.
It's time.
And if you place your barrier sideways enough, you'll get these Thrall coming in on the side here. I'm just going to take care of the Thrall here. I don't know why I'm not charging up my grenade on these guys. Here we go. And now see, because you damage him so quickly and get him to teleport, he never spawns those, and that wave of Thrall is the only spawn that comes out if you do that correctly. So now we're just gonna get the witches out of the way, get our ball here, pretty straightforward. I'm kind of killing a little bit of time because I want my super to be up. It would have been easier to kill her with a rocket, but using a grenade on her works just as well. But yeah, she can be hard to take down if you have both her and the bosses spamming you. See, I kind of wanted to switch to a Monononon for the speed boost and the extra range. I didn't have it, so I'm just using a void. Uriels to get these 2 witches down. Again, learn to do try not to swipe when you're on the ground like that, it slows you way down. It's jump swipe, and make sure you're landing before or in the air before you swipe, and then landing before you jump and swipe again. Again, changing weapons is how you drop the orb. Seems fairly obvious, but I have seen people ask me, how did you drop the orb? Yeah, you just change weapons. And I'm not sure if you have a secondary that has a speed bonus on it. If you have that secondary on when you pick up the orb, if that translates through. Like, I don't know if I put my might on and had that when I pick up the orb, that translates through. I'm just kind of screwing around here trying to figure out a good pattern to get up here. Didn't really like that angle. That platform's a little higher. And we're going to throw down our barricade. See, if I would have had those wasted rockets, I wouldn't have had to move from the spot. But luckily I have my super up with the grenade on and just get down here and smash. Your smash does connect with him if you're on the ground near him. So. Again, if you have hammers, it's almost easier. You can just hammer him down from the top platform. Sentinel, throw a couple of your shields out and then just use rockets. All in all, not too hard. So, again, I think all 3 classes work with the Titan. It doesn't really change much on this fight. And we're going to move on into the Hunter. Again, to get past the dual shriekers with the Hunter, you just do this. it's not too hard to invis and pick the thing back up. Oh, I'm actually going to show you one little goofy thing that I actually died twice on this fight. The first time I jumped backwards and I jumped backwards off this ledge, but here I invised and those things went past me. But yeah, they come back. So there's that fail. Anyway, so here we're gonna get back into it. Again, pretty much the same pattern as all three in the Warlock. Again, I died on this obviously because I just showed you that. So yes, don't forget, if you do invis away from those streakers, they will come back after you. Again, Hunter, you just kind of have to be slightly more cautious. Obviously, you die a little quicker. But I use the invis dodge and the anchor tethers the top tree. I like having the smoke bombs. You can use the smoke bombs and the tether and the grenades to kind of ward things off. And also, I believe I have Orpheus rigs on here for the ad phases. Through pretty good. Honestly, this is probably the best class to do the whole strike. It's, you know, with the invis, it's the easiest to do the shrieker sections. It's pretty easy to do this boss. Orpheus rig is great where there's large chunks of ads. You get through it a lot quicker. I really should have got this on first try. I had it to the last little bit, and then, like I said, I accidentally jumped backwards off the edge. Sweet. But again, this spot's okay over here. I've shown you the other spots on the Warlock are the safest. On the far left, you can go over there. Here you can just kind of bob and duck. You get a little more damage closer. That was a pretty poor placement for that. Should have been a little farther ahead. I should have hit that pillar up in front of it. I kind of pulled my aim down there at the last little bit. Still, overall though, still, as long as I get at least one of the knights out of the tether and most of it back up with the Orpheus, I'm okay, since I don't really need it again for a little bit. So I dumped all my rockets at the beginning because I got here with 6 when I died, and so you can do this reset, you know, however many you have left you can use. You know there's one that's going to drop in this section, so if you have, he's going to drop it right there, so I have a ward cliff, so I can always just do ward cliff. Hopefully they don't patch that out, or they give us some other way to get ammo synths or something to get ammo back on these respawns, because it's kind of annoying to lose all your ammo. Make sure you want to kill all the acolytes and get all your ammo before you kill that last knight, because that will start the next section with Savathun's eye up there. So I'm going to be kind of over here so I can be kind of prepared a little bit ahead of time. He can only hit you with like a little tiny bit of a volley, and then you're right here for the safe spot. So it's not too bad. Don't ever waste a grenade or a rocket right there. He's liable to teleport before you get damage on him. Again, we're listening for that spawn sound first for the thrall here. If I get in trouble, I can just dodge back and invis. Get to safety. I know the back left corner behind me is mostly safe. Again, I don't really think it's worth dumping grenades on them. You get the initial tick, but they don't really continue to tick. So I kind of save them more for emergencies, if I need to kill some ads or Right here I could probably use one, but all it's doing is saving me a few seconds, so I think I'd rather just hold on to it in case I need it or something. Again, pretty easy, just stay over the stay spot, push him to the far side, get a little damage on him. Don't get him too close to the next line though. We want to make sure that we take all the other acolytes out first. Now if you're quick with the hunter, you can almost do the damage skip with him, but without a pulse grenade it's pretty hard. With the Sins of the Past though, you can fire, dodge reload, fire, switch over to primary until it auto reloads, and then fire another one, and then primary some more. And you can sometimes get him to skip before he'll launch out a volley of those summoned spheres. But you are running the risk if you try to do that from over on the side or somewhere that you can get stuck with a bunch of ad spawning and those spheres chasing you and you're not in a good spot. So I don't know if it's necessarily worth doing. Maybe if you're running the bottom tree where you can have a slightly longer invis, you could always swap over to Graviton. You can also use Graviton on the Shrieker phases earlier in the map if you want a little extra length on the invis sections. Again, we're just going to kind of whittle here. I want to be in a good position to be able to get this out, which is why I moved forward a little bit versus the safe spot. Good tether with Orpheus, I already got it back. Now I can fire another one out here. Not really necessary. I mean, I'd rather hold on to it as a trap for the next section. Again, make sure we clear out the acolytes before we kill off ogres. If you have to do the next section with the summoned orbs coming at you and there are still acolytes up everywhere, you can get into some real trouble. Refill my ammo here. Make sure I get all the ammo I can get, and then I'm going to go set myself up in our spot. I mean, you can try to do the damage skip from way back here, so you are in a good spot if he does launch orbs. But, I mean, I'd rather just take it slow and not make mistakes here. So as soon as that ogre's down, we want to get in our spot. I decided not to try and keep burning it. And again, I thrown a grenade down there to kind of ward off some of the enemies here. Really listening hard for that sound. Make sure I get at least 3 or 4 of those orbs killed so I can live and sustain through it. I also can, if I kill a few of them, dodge invis so I can get back up a little bit and kill the other two, especially if the thrall end up getting up on me. I've also got my smoke bomb I can throw down on one side of the stairs. So I just heard those spawn. So I only got 3 of them down, so I can invis for a little bit. The invis did cause at least one of them to go on the ground, I think maybe 2. But you saw you can't really invis past all of them. The ones that go over your head, they will turn around and come back. It's kind of partly the reason I showed that death. Again, a good auto rifle works well for this part. Phenomenon works great. You two-shots them, and you can pretty much kill all of them without reloading. And I'm kind of holding on to everything I need just for protection in case the situations get hairy, you know. Make sure, even though he teleports, make sure you do kill these. He does that from time to time. He'll summon them just as he teleports. So make sure you get rid of those before you run, because they will chase you over here, and they can be hard to hit when they slide around these corners. And when we took out the witch, we're gonna go grab our orb here. See, the ground swipe just leaves you stuck in a position for a long time. That's why you want to make sure you're always doing the jump swipe. Try not to swipe if you're touching the ground at all. And try not to do like 2 swipes, just jump, swipe, jump, swipe. And use these angles to take these 2 witches out. Alright, we got super up, got our grenades up. So it's a little slower to burning down on this, so we're going to need, similar to the Warlock, we're going to need to run back to our safe spot. Again, I like the top tree, even though dodge vision is a little harder to use, but I don't know why I don't move up here to the speaker. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to dodge, and I'm going to hold my interact button, which picks the orb back up, because I'm going to drop the orb as soon as I dodge. But if done right, you'll pick it right back up, so that you'll be running with it as you're coming into your invis here. Oh, see, I messed it up there. I'm on this hill. I probably should be pushed up to this speaker. I don't know why I'm back here on this hill. It does help if you're moving a direction too when you do it, because you kind of will throw the orb a little bit in the direction you're going. So you kind of don't want to do this from a straight stand, so it's easier to do a run. I'm kind of waiting for the platforms to be in the right place here. Again, they're hard to see from the spot. I don't know why. But if done right, the invis should buy you enough time to get up here and get it slammed. And then again, get out of here immediately. And get over to our safe spot, because you are pretty vulnerable there. And then once you get situated, just kind of get calm, get relaxed, make sure you have your ammo reloaded for these spawns. Again, these things are the most important things to take care of. You're not in a hurry, so just get them down. Again, I heard the spawn, so I'm going to throw out some traps for these guys. Keeping that secondary clip. As you can see, I used all my cooldowns for see here, I wasn't really ready, but I only got 2 of them down, so I know I need to get away from them. If you're, they do kind of go crazy when you invis, so depending on where you're at with the invis, if you run, they can run into walls and stuff and not have the space they need to get off. I don't know why I was slow reacting to switch to my secondary to shoot them on that last one. I was kind of waiting for that reload to finish, and that was kind of put up there. And now I'm lost. I almost got myself killed, not realizing where those enemies were. I have an advanced tracker on here, so I should know where those enemies are.
Well,
Yeah, I got a little out of sync there at the end, but
wish we'd had
still
time to
managed
figure
to
out
get
a
it
way.
done and got myself a masterwork out of it.
we did it.
And there you have it. There's all three classes. I think those are the three easiest to get it done. Actually, on the Titan, doing this final stage, it might be slightly easier on the Sunbreaker, just because you can focus the ads from far away with your hammers. But anyway, until the next one, peace.